Wait, what? Leave you without covering topology? The bane of all of our existence? No, I wouldn't do that to you. So let's take a look at how we can redo topology inside of ZBrush, and that should conclude all of our training here. Let's import one of those models that we had earlier. So fem, import our female, the smoothed out one. Press F to frame it. All her beautiful hair going off into the distance. And you can see on her face that it's all sculpting topology. At a low resolution, let's say of 152 polygons, contains none of the detail. The detail of this model can only be seen when I start getting into 153,000. And that, for animation and for games, is way, 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 way too much. So what we have to do is take this 153,000 polygons and we need to condense them into, hopefully, just 1,000 to 2,000 polygons. In order to do that, we have to take polygons from down in the chest area, the neck area, and we need to concentrate them in the eyes and the mouth area and the ear area. So right now, all the polygons are fairly evenly distributed, but in order to do things properly in the polygon economy, we're going to have to do we're going to have to unevenly distribute. At this point, we're going to focus all the polygons in the eyes, nose, mouth areas where we need to capture detail that we just simply can't capture. That's when we comes into the point of retopologizing. So now, to do it, I'm going to actually increase this one to its highest subdivision level. I'm going to go into the tool palette, select a Z-sphere, and go all the way down to the bottom where the rigging tab is. Yes, the rigging tab. You're not rigging, you say? Don't bother with that. The rigging tab is what you need. Select the mesh, and we're on our way. Go to Topology, click Edit Topology. Now we're on our way to creating topology, but we have to do a couple of things. One, turn symmetry on. I turn it on from the transform palette so that I know it is active, because you will not get a visual feedback that you have symmetry on until you've clicked on the surface. So just make sure that you do it from the transform palette and you know it's there. The next thing you do is you click outside the model and you deselect that little red circle that was selected there. I'm going to undo that. See how the red circle is selected? You don't want that selected. Yes, it's annoying, but it's one click. Now, we go in and we start to create topology. So click, click. And that's the beginning. Now, let's go in, detail, get a little bit more going on in there. I deselected the vertex by clicking outside. So I'm going to select it again, go in, click, and I'm just clicking around. Notice that I'm following the geometry on the outside of the lid right now. Now I'm going to also lower my draw size so I can see a little better. This one's currently selected, but let's say I want to select and start from this vertex over here. Just click outside. And let's press A and see what we get. So now we're starting to get some geometry created. Just press A just like a Z-sphere. Now, just for the sake of argument, let me close this off. Okay, click outside to deselect. And I might like to put an extra row right in here. So to insert, you simply click, 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 and then I'm going to connect it. I may need to go into move and move that out. Just like a z-sphere. Move that out. And move that out. Press A. Starting to see our frame. Now let's just add a little bit more around this. I'm going to add some going up. Sorry, make sure draw is on. And then I'm going to click there and there. Alright, now we have to figure out how we're going to connect these. And the big thing with topology for animation is where you're placing extraordinary vertices. Extraordinary vertices are vertices that have more than 5 edges going into them. We don't have one yet, but let me create one now. Click outside, and do I want to just go like that? Maybe. Let's click in the inside, go up there. Whoops. Just undo, make sure it deselects. Okay, so right there is an extraordinary vertex. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that has problems mathematically when it comes time to animation. So you just have to be mindful of that. And it's just something to be dealt with. So let's add some topology in here for the nose. I'm going to just kind of gloss over a lot of this. There's a lot more that needs to be done for proper topology, but my purpose here is to show you how to use the tool, not how to create proper topology. So let's close that off. Dunk, 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 and voila. Press A. What kind of trouble? Got a bit of a nose going. And now we've got this problem of where are 1, 2, 3 vertices going to go to get into this side. So definitely an issue. And how are we going to resolve it? Press A. Does it auto-resolve it for us? Well, it does try to auto-resolve it for us. So we can just leave that as it is and see if that can't solve many of our problems. Now, we're doing things the hard way by going through here and adding all of these up one by one. It's much better for us to create the topology by painting it on. But again, that's for another discussion. Right now I just want to show you how to use the tool. Now, the next cool thing about using the tool is going into the projection tab, turning projection on, and then when you press A, it will actually project the details from your mesh, your source mesh, into the new mesh. Now it's low res, so it's not projecting or picking up all of the detail, but that's kind of easy to solve. You just go to adaptive skin, set your density up. Voila. Now, snapshot that to canvas by pressing Shift S. And then let me turn A off, and there you go. So we are getting from this low res this high res detail and redistributing the polygons, so to speak. In order to continue the job, Control N to clear the canvas, we would have to continue all the way around the model and start to take polygons from the neck, put polygons in the mouth, put polygons in the ears. But that's a lot of work for you to sit down and do. But the general process is the same. Once you have this general process established, once you've got all the topology the way that you want it, you're just going to go into the Adaptive Skin tab and say Make Adaptive Skin. preview it first. Keep in mind I have projection on. My density is set to 5. I'm going to say Make Adaptive Skin. And then it'll create a new tool called Skin. And that's no longer a Z-sphere. Has 17,000 points at its highest resolution. But you can see I'm starting to get more of that detail at 1,000 polygons in the eyes. More work to be done, but that's a little bit of information on how to approach topology inside of ZBrush. So I hope you've enjoyed. Happy ZBrushing, and good luck with your sculpts.